What is up YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and in this video I'm going to show you my top 5 leveling spots. This of course is my own personal opinion, but I do have reasons for each selection. By the way, if you happen to have a different list, I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the top 5. Number 5, and this one may be the most controversial. For me, I choose Chapter 11 Mission 6. I have to say there may be a difference in opinion even in this chapter. So for example, I could see someone choosing Mission 3 instead. Personally, I've always felt comfortable in Mission 6, and even though it is a premium mission, meaning you will need Captain America, I've always gravitated towards this mission when leveling multiple characters, or even when leveling a restricted character. So allow me to explain why and show you the type of XP that you can earn. First off, I do run it on challenge mode. And once you're in the mission, you have to take out a medium threat before you can really start earning. Luckily, this is very fast, and it's going to give you 75 experience for completing it. Really, for such an easy clear, that's not that bad at all. But after this, you should start seeing your payoff. There's going to be 3 high threats. These are also very easy clears, and believe it or not, they're going to net you 180 experience each. Since there are 3 high threats in this mission, that means off those alone, you're going to net 540 experience. So when you factor that in along with the ease of this battle, then I think this is easily one of the best leveling spots. That once again is Chapter 11 Mission 6, and it's number 5 on our list. Number 4. In this spot we have Chapter 12 Mission 2. As we all know, this mission is great for more than just experience. In fact, it's going to be on the top 5 CP farming list as well. Once again, always run challenge mode if you're able to. Once in this mission, you're going to want to have Shadowcat for deploy. If not, you're going to miss out on some extra CP as well as experience. Then once you deploy Kitty Pryde, go right next to her, and that's where Baron Zemo the end boss is. In this fight, you're going to face him and every single mini boss on the map. There is unfortunately a forced team up, so that means you're only going to get 1 spot to level a hero. This also means you won't be able to level a restricted character in this mission. That is unfortunate, but it only leaves out Kang and Doom, and it's still going to be a great place to farm CP in addition to the experience. Now there are 3 waves and it's not exactly the easiest fight. You may want to take in a Protect Agent or use Captain America in his World War II costume. Also, if you have access to it, you may want to use the Generalist and Powered Armor, that way you don't have any weaknesses. Also remember, since this is a PvE fight, you can use as many items as it takes. There are 3 waves of bosses, so it may take you a little while to get to the end, depending on your setup. But once you manage to get there and get to your rewards, you'll see why it's all worth it. For the very efficient cost of just 10 energy, you get a spin on the roulette for 1, 3, or 5 CP, and you're also going to get 465 experience. So that's a very large chunk, and just remember it only costs 10 energy. But if that's not enough to convince you that Chapter 12 Mission 2 deserves to be on this list, after you collect your deploy for just 10 energy more, you get to fight the epic boss Viper. That's going to be another Captain America team up, but this time there's only going to be 2 waves. In fact, Viper's the only one in the second wave. So after you take her down, you'll get another roulette spin, and you're going to net 300 experience. That's a lot for just 20 energy. So that's why this is number 4 on the list. Number 3. For this one we're staying in Chapter 12, but this time we're going to Mission 5. This is going to be another huge boss and mini boss battle, so yes, it only costs 10 energy. Once you go into Mission 5 and skip the text, you can do the deploys if you want to, but it's not going to help you experience-wise. What you will need to do is locate Red Skull on the map. This is where you can fight the end boss and all his mini bosses at once for 10 energy. The team up for this one is going to be Magneto, so you're in a very similar situation to Chapter 12 Mission 2. And it really will help you if you have a leveled Magneto and a quick and powered ISO 8. Now in this fight there's going to be 3 waves of bosses. Red Skull will appear in each one. That means there's going to be a tactician in each wave, and there's actually quite a few tacticians in this battle. So what I recommend, as long as you can keep your agent alive, either with a shield and or heals, is to go ahead and use an infiltrator costume, that way you can get combat reflexes. I tend to use a lot of counterattacks in most fights, but in this one you can go absolutely wild. The only enemy that you're going to be weak to when using an infiltrator happens to be Green Goblin, so he'll appear in Wave 3. Take all these bosses down at the cost of only 10 energy and you're going to get 590 experience. That makes this the most efficient 10 energy cost mission that there is as far as experience. So you may be wondering to yourself, well, what can beat that? Number 2. This may not stay this way, but currently, in PvP for each of your first 5 wins, you can get a ton of experience. Now don't get me wrong, I did debate on the placement of this one. It actually could be pushed back to number 4. The reason being you can get more experience in the last 2 missions. Well, that is unless you add up more than one of the PvP fights. However, when you add all 5 daily fights, that's when you really hit the jackpot. However, the real problem is going to be how easy is it going to be for you to bring in an unleveled hero and still win. So yes, this one is very debatable, and I don't know how much future tournaments are going to give as far as XP. Still, for now, as of this moment, it is in my top 5. My main reasoning for putting it at number 2 is because it doesn't cost you any energy, but it will cost you battle points. Still, at 5 fights a day, it's going to add up to a ton of experience. That is, as long as you can win your daily 5. For me, this is a fantastic place to level someone like Kang. But if you're wondering how much XP we can get, well, let's go ahead and find out. Remember, this is for one fight, and we can do this 5 times a day. So we get 300 experience for a win, for a total of 1500 in a day. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. Number 1, the Shield Simulator Boss Rush Challenge. For this one, you don't need any energy or battle points. All you need is your simulator challenge points, which you're not going to use anyways unless there's a task going on. Granted, this could be considered difficult by many, but if you bring in a very strong support character, it does get much easier. A hero that I would recommend happens to be Rescue. I find that she makes this fight much more manageable. If you don't have her, you could use someone like Iron Fist or any other big healer, plus a few items that could make it easier like the Mystic, at least to get around Moonstone at the beginning, and then the Staff of Asclepios, that way you can heal. The good news is after you make it through all 3 of these waves, you're going to get a big experience payout. And just think, it didn't cost you any energy at all. So that fact, and the 510 experience is why this is number 1 on the list. So that's going to conclude my top 5 leveling spots guide. If you have any suggestions or want to make a list yourself, then please do so in the comment section below. I would be interested to know what your top 5 are, and who knows, maybe one of your spots will become one of my favorites as well. Lastly, I'd like to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck and take care.